Why, hello there, Internet. Welcome to the download.
One of our favorite YouTube creators, Nikita Dragun, is joining us
my
making
gosh.
a grand entrance.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness, you guys.
This is how you do it. Good to see you.
Mwah.
Hello,
Mwah.
beautiful.
Ooh, you
Well,
smell
amazing.
good.
Mwah. Air kiss.
Nikita?
Good morning.
Hello. You turned out a full look today for us.
I was just ready for my intern job at the office. I thought it was business
Just
casual.
an average day
casual.
here on the download.
She's ready to work the newsroom
Yes.
today.
Hi. Oh
Well,
my gosh, this is what you guys do every day.
Every
this every
day.
day.
Oh
Just
Jesus,
say.
y'all need a raise. I'm putting it out there.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Nikita.
you.
Okay, we knew we loved
From
you.
your lips to our boss's ears.
Speaking of lips, let's talk about the beauty. Let's talk about the face because you are set to launch Dragun Beauty Face.
Yes.
When
oh my gosh.
When I last spoke with you, you talked about how, there's more. There's going to be plenty more.
Yes.
Talk about the evolution, how we got here.
Well, I mean, I think just being a businesswoman is crazy nowadays, and not only being as young as I am, but being a trans woman and being a CEO of my own beauty brand. It's not like I'm just throwing my name on it. It's like a real product that I believe in, that I've, gotten in there, used to make in my kitchen, and it's like crazy how much it's like grown to be such a big moment.
And you
It's
see
really
it come to life.
Yeah.
Is there something that, I mean, I know your plate is full and you're working on a lot. Is there something that you still want to dive into that maybe is in your eyes a little bit more challenging, but more challenging for you? That you really have to take your time. Just spill the tea.
No, you know what? Surprisingly, I feel like as crazy and out there as I am, I try to move as much in silence as possible. I feel like
In the
everyone
shadows.
talks about it, right? Everyone talks about it, but I just love to just drop it on people. So
Like Beyonce.
absolutely, I mean, I think it's one of those things where I dive into a lot of different things, and with cosmetics, and now with other endeavors. I'm like trying to like lightly tap on it.
You're
But
like, what have I announced?
2020 is
What
like
can
a
I
really
announce?
big year for me. I think a lot of people have seen what I've laid down.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you really look at everything I've done, you're like, oh wait, this girl has been working this little something in here.
It's true.
yeah.
And one thing we do know is happening is you're an executive producer on a docuseries for Snapchat
Yes.
called Nikita Unfiltered. Now, the tea is that you really show a different side of yourself.
Yes.
You're dating. It's featuring some men you're seeing. I mean,
Girl,
tell us about it. Was that hard to kind of
I'm gonna blush.
Was it tough to share that part of your life?
It was really tough because I think what I've mastered so well is just showing what I want to show, and then having cameras around you 24/7. I'm such a self-producer in my YouTube and my Instagram. It's content that I am fully with my claws and everything at the helm of, but having people in your space and really showing your life, I want it to be as raw and uncut as possible, and just really show everything, because it is like such a different side to the social media. And I mean, I do post my butt half the time on the internet, but there's another side to it, and there's a lot of really tough challenges that come of just trying to like grow up in LA and trying to grow up in front of millions of people.
It's hard out here.
It
man.
is hard, and it's hard to date out here. Like, that's what I want to know. Like, speaking of challenges, what was the hardest part about, like, going out into the dating scene?
I think what's so crazy is, for me being a trans woman, I think a lot of times people think of labels first. And for me, I think I attract just men who might not have ever been educated on what it's like to be with a girl like me.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, I'm just a woman. So when people start thinking or over analyzing things, it gets really crazy. But sometimes, it's kind of hard having these guys who I really lust for or love. And it is sometimes a hard thing for them to wrap their minds around. But I think things are changing.
You mentioned this is going to be very raw and vulnerable. From a producer standpoint, was there anything that you possibly wanted to take out, but you're like, you know what, I have to keep it in there for transparency, but it makes you very emotional?
Absolutely. I mean, there was times when I ran into my ex, and there was times when I had to deal with a really girl. Listen, Halloween is only so big, okay, in LA. And running into your ex and his new girlfriend,
Rise above.
They write songs about that.
There was a drink thrown occasionally, a storming off, ripping off the mic. I just really didn't know how much emotions were going to be poured into this, and it truly, as much as I wanted to hold back and as much as I wanted to edit out, it's just my life, and it's going to be, I think, a really different chapter, and something I'm scared almost. Like, I'm like, it's almost like exposing myself.
But that's why people love you so much, is because you do leave everything on the table, and you're not afraid to be your true, authentic self. And we, quite frankly, we need more of that.
I was going to say,
in this
people
world.
relate to that.
And you mentioned, you're like, oh, people write songs about that. Which, speaking of, come January, you are busy.
What are you talking
You're
about?
working on some music, we hear? How do you have time? Do you
I'm
sleep?
so sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. That's so.
A little birdie told us.
It's crazy. I mean, like I
Are you
said.
ready to talk about it?
I mean, you know, I don't know about all that. I don't know if I have the right wig on for that one today. But I'm so excited. I think a lot of things in my past life, as you will see in the docuseries as well, where I threw a lot of things away because I felt like it tied me too closely to who I used to be. But those were my initial passions. I mean, from the jump, I've always been a performer. I was supposed to go to NYU for musical theater as a male classical singer.
Right.
And, you know, things have just come full circle, if you will, because now it's just like, now I am Nikita. Now I'm done with all the plastic surgeries and substances in my body, Lord knows what. But now it's like, okay, what do I really want, right?
Yeah. Oh, 2020 is going to be an
Truly.
amazing year.
I mean, your life, career, and story has always made an impact. And I remember this time last year.
Oh my God.
You spoke out against Victoria's Secret, who had claimed that they had no interest in hiring a transgender model in any of their shows. And of course, this year they canceled that fashion show. What was your reaction to that?
I mean, I think a lot of it, first of all, I do want to say, like, when people were watching that video, they're like, why does this trans girl want to be a Victoria's Secret model? She's like 5'4", like da-da-da. But that was never the point of the video. It was just to state that a trans woman or plus size woman or any woman can serve the fantasy and no man would ever be able to tell me differently.
Girl, you served it.
I know.
Like, you served it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so having this video go on and now having over 16 million views on Twitter and Instagram, and last year the show only having 3 million views themselves, I think it just really proved a point. And to be the year anniversary to the day, by the way, to the day, it changed my life forever because it really showed me that, you know, posting things is one thing obviously, but you know, I really do have a platform and I have a voice, and I think a lot of times I never asked to be a role model to anybody, but that is just the thing that has come upon me. And this video really showed me that, you know, you really can change the world from just these little quote unquote posts or videos or whatever. It's wild. It started such a crazy movement.
That's gotta be such a great feeling for you to know that you can use your platform to make an impact and be a role model, but also it can be scary too to kind of take on. Do you feel pressure almost, or are you just like, yeah, I'm gonna do what I do, you know, be who I am, say what I am, and you know what?
And that's it.
Girl, let me
will
tell
follow.
you. I mean, I have made my mistakes. I've stumbled, and I'll be honest about it. And it's hard because it's like I am trying to learn at the same time as trying to be a role model to people who I don't even get to see their face really. So a lot of times it has been hard, and I have made mistakes for sure. But at the end of the day, like, I can only share and show my journey authentically, and that's what's always been the main goal. Yes, I'm trans. Yes, I'm a young girl living in LA and, you know, having a business and starting music or whatever. But it's like, you know, at the end of the day, I'm a person. And I think we're all in this journey to, whether you had the same transition as I did, we're all trying to become the better versions and the most authentic self. And I think that's just what shows with my journey.
And I do want to make a point that Victoria's Secret actually did hire their first ever transgender model, Valentina Sampaio, in August for like a photo catalog. Do you feel like that's a step in the right direction?
Absolutely. I mean, I never casted them out. I never fully canceled them. I just was like, hey, you need to learn, just like anyone else, your actions are held accountable. And being such a brand that I felt like was such a staple for women, for me, when I got my first boob job out of 4, I was like, the first thing I did was run to the Victoria's Secret store, because that was just such a staple of womanhood. And I think for a brand to so publicly bash and close the door on a community and women that, you know, have supported them, it's just, it was really unfortunate. And all I wanted them to do at the end of the day was just to change.
Absolutely.
And you know, whether they were doing it to check off a box or not, they were doing something. But then you see these other brands coming out, like Fenty and other amazing brands coming out from like women of color and inclusive. And it just shows you that times have changed, and we'll see it again and again with every industry. And I think brands are learning.
It's so interesting.
Right, that's right.
It's so interesting because you said a couple things in the last few minutes that have struck a chord with me. One of them being, I'm a human, and then also saying that you didn't cancel Victoria's Secret, which the first thing that has come to my mind is cancel culture. And obviously this time that we're living in, especially with YouTube and people canceling each other left and right.
Trolls,
exactly.
Comments,
moving forward in 2020, obviously the new year is right around the corner. How do you want to see that evolve and how we can kind of erase it?
I mean, I think everyone's the first to point something out in someone else as opposed to look at themselves in the mirror and, want change. And so for me, I've taken it in a lot of strides. Before I used to be so, oh my God, I need to defend myself. What is happening?
You're quick to respond,
everyone's
yeah.
wrong, and but it's the name of the game. And I will say, cancel culture to me is starting to get canceled. Hopefully,
Yes.
hopefully.
Cancel culture in 2020,
yeah.
right?
But I mean, it's always going to be there. You're always going to have people wanting to look at these individuals, such as myself, who are on these platforms, who they might not understand why we have success, why we have a voice. Maybe they don't like even the message that I'm spreading, so they want to be able to kind of say something. And but I'm looking forward to the new year.
Absolutely.
I think people, I think it's always like a slingshot thing. If you pull it back with hate or whatever is going on in the world, it always has to go to the other side. I'm like yin and yang, girl.
right.
Yin and yang.
Always prevail. I
It comes
always
back
say
around,
that.
you
Yes.
know. It wouldn't be the download if we didn't end on a high note, and that high note
Yes.
is our MVP, the most viral post, and we would love to get your reaction.
Oh
to
my
this because,
God. Let me show.
Let me tell
see
you,
it.
Ricky
Let me see,
Martin
girl.
is giving his fans something to look at, y'all.
And I know you are one of the biggest Ricky Martin fans. I'm gonna take this from you so you can hold yourself together.
Hold my hand, Nikita.
Ricky took to his Instagram story. Look at us, we're all like banding together, you guys.
Okay.
Showing off his outfit of the day.
What is that?
OOTD. I know. And then he grabs himself.
I
He
gotta
was feeling
say,
himself.
Ricky
Literally.
is a sex symbol, but I don't think I've ever seen him like this. Nikita, your reaction.
Oh my God. I will say Ricky was one of those people who really awakened many women and men.
And
Myself included at the time. I felt so. I remember when he was in the pool doing also living the Vida Loca.
Yeah.
He still got it. Like,
I know.
oh my
He was
God.
my first concert I ever went to. I was like 7 years old in the aisleway going, shebang, shebang. Oh yeah.
I fell in love with him, and I found some things out about myself watching making the video of Shebangs. Okay, he was my first crush, and I love him. So Ricky, thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for the.
Got me hot in the
The
studio.
right there.
And thank you,
Oh my God.
Nikita, for being here.
I
We so
thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
I
We
mean,
appreciate it.
people look up to you, and so do we, and we just can't thank you enough. And
Yeah.
we're so excited to see what 2020 has in
Yes,
store for
I'll
you.
be back
so.
always.
All
you
good
know.
things
Only
and
good
big things.
All right, that does it for the download. You guys can catch us weekdays here on ET Live, 12 p.m. Pacific. You can watch for free. Download there.